So now we're going to attack the killer greater than Sudoku for September 2nd, 2020. See what we have here. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. So this 16 box is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's the only way to make 16. So that's actually going to limit this box down here. So never a 1, never a 7, never a 3, 6. So this is a 4, 5. So this will have to be 4, which also limits this box. There's no 1, 3, 6 because the 1, 3 would break. So the 1 or 3 has to be here. This is always a 2, and then this is a 5 or this is a 7. So, and then this is always an 8. So this is now a 1, 9, 3, 7. 7, 9 is not here. 4 is not here. The 3, 7 is going to break the 10 box. But this is 3, 7. This would have to be a 1 and a 2. So the only 1, 2 combo is 1, 2, 7. So 3, 7 is not possible here. So this is now 1, 2, 8, 9. The other thing that does is this 1, 2 will actually be offset by this 1, 2. So this can never be a 1, 2. You can work that out yourself if you want, but this will always be a 1 or a 2. And this is always a 1 or a 2. So the 1, 2 can never be in this box. I'll let you know if I see anything else coming up here. The next thing I see is the 9 cell cannot, or 9 cage can't be a 1, 8 because that would break the 10 cage. So this is 3, 6, 4, 5. We also have a 4, 5 here, and we have a 4 here. So the chances of this being a 4, 5 are actually increased. So I'm going to take a look and see if that's true. So this totals 29. So it's 16 by 3. Let's go. So 16 by 3. So let's eliminate any of the items that will break this combo. So here we have 178, so that would break this 10 box. The 358 will break the 9. The 349 will also break the 9. 259 will break this 10 box down here. So now there's only one possibility of 4 and 5 existing, even a 4 or a 5. So it's either a 4, 5 here, obviously, or a 4, 5 here. So what that means is, what happens if we have a 4, 5? So this would become a 7. If this is a 7, this 4, 5 means that this is 3, 6, and then this is 3, 7, so 1, 9. So this has to be a 2, 8, and this 7 eliminates this 2. So the 4, 5, 7 is actually going to break this whole puzzle. So it's never going to be 4, 5, 7. So we can eliminate that as a possibility here. And that also means that this has to be a 4, 5. So now we're 4, 5, 4, 5. So the 5 is always going to be up here. Oh, and then also that's going to solve, right, because this 4, 5, this 4, 5, this is now a 5, this is a 2, this is a 7, and this is going to be a 1. So this actually eliminates this as a 1, 9. And now we have 3, 6, 9 here, and 3, 6, 9 here. And then this is also 3, 6, 9, and 8. So 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. If this is a 9, what happens here? So this 1 eliminates here. So this is a 2, 6, 3, 5. The 7 is always going to be here. So question becomes, can this cell be a 9? And if this is a 9, then this is 3, 5, 6, 8. So that's actually 22 as the max. And now we have already at 16. And then here we have 5, 6, 8, 9. So 5, 6, 8, 9 is the only possibilities here. So if this is a 9, we're going to be at 16, 21 with 2 cells remaining. So this can never be a 9. So this is always a 3, 6, 3, 6. So this is always going to be a 9. 1, 3. So this is 3, 7. The 9 is now always going to be up top here. So so this is 3, 6, 8. So this is always a 5, 9 now. And then 1, 6, and 1, 6 here. So I think that's going to help us. So once again, this just can never be a 9. Another observation is, so this is a 5, 6 pair here. And then we also have to have a 5 or a 6 here. So this will never be an 8, 9. So this has to be a 5, 6. And then this is never a 5. So I think that helps us to limit things pretty dramatically. So 1's always going to be on this row here. So we know none of these can be a 5 or a 6. So this is 1, 2, 4, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. The next thing is, this is always going to be a very large number. So it's at least a 5 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this has 3 different combos possible. So let's see what we can do here. The 2 has to be here or here. And then the question is, what happens if this is a 6, 7? Can we eliminate that as a possibility? So if we make this a 6, 7, then I'll show it visually here. This actually becomes a 3. The 7, so all of these become a 1, 2, 4. And then because of that, this becomes a 5. And now we have a 5, 6 here. And the only 5, 6 possibility is here. So 6, 7 breaks this cell. So we can remove that as a possibility. So I'll just back this out real quick. And now this is now 4, 5, 8, 9. And then what we have here is we have a 4, 5 pair here and 4, 5 pair here. So this is never a 4 and this is never a 5. So this has to be a 9, which gets rid of the 4 and 9 here. And now this becomes a 2, 4. And then this is an 8, so the 3, 6 establishes this is an 8. This becomes a 6. This is always a 7, 9. And then this is a 2, 4, 2, 4. So I think that's going to help us do a lot with this puzzle. So 6 is gone from here. Oh, so that means there's a 5. So the 3, 5 gets eliminated here. So now this is 2, 6. This is 4, 2. 4. 4 is eliminated here. This is a 3, so this is now a 1, 7. Oh, this is a 6. This is a 3. This is a 6. So this is now all 1, 2, 6s. Oh, we know that there's a 2. So this is 1, 6. And just like we were talking about before, can this ever be a 9? And the real question is, can it be a 9 or an 8? So now that we have a 9 up here, let's see. So This is 17, so this is 25 total. So here we have 8 and 9. So this is already 17. And so the total here is 25. So 8 or 9 both break the box because 8 equals 25 and 9 is 26. So this is now 8, 9 only. So I think we've established what we can over here pretty well. So now we're going to look at this center box here. So the center box is 18 by 5 here. So let's see what we can eliminate. We know that there's a 4-5 pair here and a 4-5 pair here. So because there's a 4 here, this can never have a 4 in either scenario. So the 4s are blocked here and they're blocked here. So this has to be a 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. So the 5 will always be here because of this 4-5 pair. And then this has to be a 1 or a 2 because if both 1 and 2 exist here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 7. We don't know which it is, but we do know that it's 1, 2, 3, 7. So the 7 makes this a 9 and a 7. So the other 7 is going to be over here. The other thing that this gives us is the fact that this has to be a 6. And then also, this is always a 4, 6, 8, 9. So that should help us move this along. Let you know what I find next. So the next thing I notice here is this area down here. So we only have a 3 item cage versus a 4 item cage. And the question is, what can this value be? Because this is less than this. So instinctually, if you put a 9 in here, this will just break. So 2, 4, 7, 9 is going to be 22. So I mean, this is only 10, so you can never have that. So I'm going to remove the 8 and the 9 from this. So if the 8 and 9 are removed, so these become 8, 9, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 7 is a total of 16. And yeah, so this is now going to be 18 or 19. And if you put an 8 in this box or a 9 in this box, you can never get greater than. So I think that's important. It also helps us to literally limit these cells. So I think that's a winner there, but we'll look for what's next. And just really quick, the easy thing here is now the 5 is gone and the 4 is gone. So this has to be a 6, 7. This is now a 6, 2, and then this is a 1, 5. So this is always a 3. And this is always a 2, 7. So this 2, 4 goes away. So that really helps us knock out a bunch of things here. This becomes an 8 or 9. And you can see here we have 8, 9, 8, 9. So now there's no other 8, 9 possibilities in this box. So see what's next. So next thing I see here is that this is a 4, 8, 9 combo. So this can never be a 4. And the 4 is going to have to be in this row up here. Also, this is 18, so this is 19 or greater. 19 plus 13 is 32. So, you know, could be higher, but that makes this a 13 by 3, or 12 by 3, or 11 by 3. We don't know exactly yet, but if it's 13 by 3, we have to have an 8 or 9 in it. So what that tells me is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 1, 2, or 4. So, and we know this is not 4. So, so this is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this has to be an 8 or a 9. It's not an 8 and a 9, but and it may be something else besides a 4 because the 4 can be over here. So, but it does help us to eliminate possibilities here. So this is always a 5, and then a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Yeah, this 49 is gone. So there's always a 5 here. And then another thing is now there's always an 8 in these two columns. So you know the 8's here, here, or here, here, or here. So that means that this 24 cell has to contain an 8. So we can eliminate all possibilities that don't contain an 8. And then I'll let you know what else I see. So the 5s are contained down here. We know both of these are 6s, but here's 5, 5. So the 5s have to be in this top row. The 6s have to be in the middle row. The next thing I observe is that the 7s are restricted. So there's a 7 here, 7 here, 7 here, 7 here. So this corner cell has to be a 7. So it actually helps us to reduce this 24 cage down a lot. So we only have a few possibilities. So now it's a matter of figuring out which of those possibilities it is. This is 21 as a total, so maybe that'll help us too. So if we do 21 by 4 with no 7s, helps us to reduce that down a little bit. Oh, also there's no 9s. So the 9 has to be in one of these 3 squares. Once again, it can't be here because of this 8, 9, 8, 9. So there has to be a 9 here. So now there's 4 possibilities there. For the 24 cage, we have a couple of possibilities. So we have 3. The one thing that I do see is this 1, 6, 7 here. If this cage has a 1, 6, 7, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8 in it, you know the 8's always here. So if there's a 1 and a 6 and an 8 here, then this breaks. So we know that this can never be a 1, 6, 8. So once again, there would be no 5, but the 1 would have to be here in this scenario. And then the question becomes, does that cause us any problems? So research that a little bit. It also eliminates the 1s from the 21 cage. And that becomes, so if this is 2, 6, this would have to be 2, 6, this would have to be 9, and this would have to be 4. 9 and 4. Oh, so one of the problems if this is a 9, 4 is both of these become a 7. So this 2, 4, 6, 9 is not possible in this cage. So no matter what happens over here, this 2, 4, 6, 9 just cannot happen. So and then 3, 4, 5, 9. So the 5 would be here. You know, the 9 is here. And then 3, 4. Hurt my head a little bit, so the 2, 6, 1 was easy. Oh, one thing that tells us, so because we can eliminate the 2, 6, 9 from here, this 24 cage cannot have a 2 in it. Or I'm sorry, it must have a 2 in it. So we know that this 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 cannot exist because once again, there can't be a 2, so there has to be a 2 here. So now we're back to this question of, is the 1267 legitimate? So this would now be 268. And what does that break anything? So, and then this would have to be that 3459 in that scenario. So we're back to that again. So 3459, and then 268, and then we also know that this would have to be the 6. So is that a viable option? 1, 2. So this is now 1, 4, 6, 7, 7, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5. So this is starting to get a little bit deep here. I don't want to have to go that deep, but maybe we don't have to go super deep. So this does break. So you're going to double up the 8s here. So the 8 has to be in one of these 2 squares. And actually, we probably could have done that faster. So if we looked at it more logically before we filled in all these numbers, we could say, once again, this has to be the 1. And then this is 268. And we know that this is always a 6. So now we have a kind of an X-wing here where we have, I'm sorry, this is 6. 8, 8, 8, 8. So this would have to be the 8, and this would have to be the 5. But the problem here is this also has to be a 5. So we can calculate that much quicker than having to fill in all those things, because once again we have the 8s existing in row 7 and row 9. So this has to be an 8, this has to be 5, but then that doubles this up. So that was actually the better solution there than having to fill in all that other stuff. So now we know that this cannot be a 1 either. So so this has to be, I'm going to clear all of this out. So this is now 2, 3, 4, 8. So 2, 3, 2, 3. So this must be an 8. So 2, 3, 2, 3. This is now all things we can fill in. 4 here. And then this box is going to be 1569. So 1569. So this is only a 1, 5. We'll see what we could find from that. Oh, yeah, so this actually kind of forces our 5s to exist. So now this has to be a 5. We could have figured that out without it because there were no other 5s in this column, but the 5s are forced there now. So let's see what else we have. 2, 3, 7. Probably missing something obvious, as always. It's kind of late, so 1, 6, 8, 2. Yeah, Oh, 5, 1, 2, 3. So 4, 4. Actually, let's look at this cell again. So this is now going to be 19 by 4 in theory. Has to have a 5. Has to have an 8 or 9. Has to have a 4. So it's 1, 2. So there's never a 3 here. If this totals to 19. So that's also the big if. What if it totals to 20? 20, we have to have a 4, 5. And 8 or 9. So, yeah, that sucks. That becomes a 2, 3. So, really doesn't help us very much. 2, 3, 7. So let's see. What else do we have? But I think the puzzle is close to its end now. So it's just a matter of figuring out what this last bit is. 2, 3. Oh, no, that doesn't help. 2, 3, 2, 3. I'm going to pause it for a few minutes and see what I find. And I finally found what I'm looking for. So our 3s are restricted. The only place to have 3 is over here. So this is now 1, 2, 1, 2. So hopefully that helps me at least a little bit. But maybe it doesn't. So we'll see in a minute. Yep. So just missed an obvious thing again. So this has to be a 2. And then 8's always going to be over here. So see if that helps us at all. Oh, right. And I missed this too. So this is pretty easy. So this has to be a 9 because this was an 8. I just completely missed that. So sometimes you're blinded by your own creation, so that probably solves the whole puzzle right there. So yeah, let's see what we have here. Alrighty, so that probably does it. Let's see. 6, 9, 7, 7, 4, 4, 2. Yep. So that was the end, and yeah, hopefully that was informative. Thanks.